Hello guys, my name is Miss Sharia and I am a student at CSU Pueblo. I am currently in the teacher education program and currently due to COVID-19 we can't do our field work, so we have activities that we're going to be showing you guys so that your students at home could do these activities as well. The activity that I'm going to plan to show you guys today is called Race to $1. You guys will need a mat like this, and you guys will need some coins that you guys have at home, like a penny, a nickel, a dime, and even a quarter, and $1, because you guys are racing to $1. And you guys will need a dice. So we are going to show you how this works. This lesson could be for second graders. The standard that it covers is numbers and quantity, and even data, statistics, and probability, which students will have to make sense of the numbers and like the sign of the coins and the signs of the money. So we're gonna start. I'm gonna let my player one right here start to show you how we'll start.
3. 1, 2, 3. I got 3 coins.
I rolled a 1, so I get 1 penny, and I'm gonna put it right here on my mat.
Five. So I will get a nickel.
I got a 3, so I will get 3 pennies and put them on my mat.
5. I will get another nickel, which I could change to a dime. And I will put it on the dime slot.
I got a 2, so since I have 5 pennies, I could trade them for a nickel and put a nickel down and keep 1 penny.
1. I have a penny.
I got a 5, so I could get a nickel, and then I have 2 nickels on my mat, so I could trade it for a dime.
6. I get a nickel and a penny. I have 5 pennies, so I will trade it for a nickel, which I have 2 nickels, and I will trade it for a dime.
I rolled a 5, so I could get a nickel.
A penny.
I got 3, so I'm gonna get 3 pennies. 2, 3.
3.
I got 2. So I'm going to take 1 penny and trade my other ones for a nickel and trade my 2 nickels for a dime.
5. I got a nickel, so I have 10 cents and a nickel, so I could trade this in for a quarter.
I got 3, so I'm going to take 3 pennies.
Three. Oops. So now I could take 2, get a nickel.
I got 1, so I have 5 pennies, so I'm going to trade it for a nickel. Oh, I have a quarter right here. 2 dimes and a nickel is a quarter.
3. Which will make it a nickel. And I will have a dime.
So I got 5. So I take 1 nickel.
Three.
I got 6. So I'm going to count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pennies. So 5 of them I could trade for a nickel. I have 2 nickels on my mat, so I'm going to trade that for a dime.
Five.
I got 4, so I take 4 pennies. And since I already have 1 penny on my mat, I could trade it for a nickel.
5. And now I'm going to trade my 2 nickels in for a dime.
I got 2.
I got 3 pennies. Got 3, so I'm going to get 3 pennies. So now I could trade, I got 5 right here. I'm going to trade my 5 pennies in for a nickel. Which I have 2 dimes and a nickel, which I could trade in for a quarter.
I got 3. So since I already have 2 pennies on my mat and 3, then I could get a nickel. And since I have 2 nickels now, I could get a dime.
Three.
I got 6. So I get 1 penny and then 1 nickel. But I have 2 dimes and 1 nickel, so I could trade it in for a quarter.
Two. Now that I have 2, I could trade for a nickel.
I rolled a 3, so I get 3 pennies.
Five.
Look, you could trade that.
Oh, I have 2 nickels, so I will trade it for a dime.
I got a 6. So I could take 1 nickel and then 1 penny, but on my mat I have 5 pennies now, so I could trade my pennies in for another nickel. And now I have 2 nickels on my mat, so I could take a dime.
Four. I have 4 pennies plus 1 makes it 5, so now I'm going to get a nickel.
I rolled a 2, so I get 2 pennies.
Three.
I rolled another 2, so I get 2 more pennies.
6. I get a nickel and 1 penny. So now that I have 2 nickels, I'm going to exchange them for a dime.
I got a 4, so I get 1, 2, 3, 4 pennies. I could trade 1 for a nickel and keep 3 pennies.
I get 3 pennies, so I'm going to get a nickel because I have, so now I have 2 dimes and a nickel, so now I'm going to exchange them for a quarter.
I rolled a 6, so I get 1 nickel and 1 penny. And since I have 2 nickels on my mat, I could take a dime.
One.
I got a 4. So I get 4 pennies, and since I put 1 penny on the mat, that makes it a quarter with the 2 dimes that I already have. So I could get a quarter and keep the other 3 pennies.
I rolled a 5, so I get a nickel.
I got a 5, so I get a nickel.
I rolled a 6, so I get a nickel and a penny, but I'm going to change my 2 nickels for a dime.
I got 3, so I count 1, 2, 3 pennies, and then I just keep 1 because the other 5 can turn into a nickel, and then my nickel can turn into a dime.
One. I only got 1 penny.
I got 1 as well.
Another one. So I have 5 pennies, which I am going to exchange for a nickel.
So I got 5, so I just take a nickel.
6. So I am going to get a nickel and 1 penny. But since I have 2 nickels, I'm going to exchange it for a dime.
I got 2, so I get 2 pennies.
3. I rolled a 3, so I get 3 pennies.
I got 5, so I get a nickel, and then I could trade that in for a dime.
4. I got 4 pennies, but I'm going to count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will exchange my 5 pennies that I have into a nickel. And I will exchange my 2 dimes and a nickel for a quarter. And I'll have my remaining 3 pennies, and I have $1, which ends up being $1.
So this is an activity that students could play at home. They could go even past $1 and just keep track of how many times they get to $1. So I think this is pretty engaging for students to do. Thank you for watching.